Hello and good morning. Happy Thursday. I am happy to be here to be continuing to work on the GitHub Actions, sort of making things a little bit more efficient. Sitsu, hello. How are you doing today? Let's see how those actions worked. I actually didn't get a chance to look at it at all yesterday after work. All right, so our end-to-end test failed. Not terribly surprising. Our build web app section is at 2 minutes to build. We didn't have a build web app section before, so I don't know if it's easy to sort of like really determine if that's good or not. But okay, let's take a look at end-to-end tests. You failed. We got a 404 not found. Did it not start the server up correctly because it's not in the right folder? So let's see. Display the structure, download files. Oh, it found that. Oh, no, it didn't find that. There's a web app dist folder inside of that. That's our problem. Okay. Not very happy. You're trying to update some dependencies and confused with the changes to the Windows crate. Oh, I haven't used the Windows crate at all, so I guess they made some major changes to it. Oh, that always sucks. And if I remember correctly, that crate is huge, so it's probably tough for them to have good documentation. All right, what am I doing? I am coming here to find out. Okay, so we have working directory platform dist for this lrs.recursive. So we're going into dist, and then inside of there was a web app dash dist. Oh, okay. So if you go to web app / dist, so I may not want to do that. Huh. I wonder if I want to just like skip this altogether. Oh, wait, no. Platform / dist. I have to tell it which path, and that's how it finds which one it is. They had an alloc feature for converting strings. Thought I would use the latest version, but it was removed in favor of macros that only work on string literals. Oh no. Okay, so that is a pretty major change. Okay, so you go in. I don't need to display the structure anymore. Install Cypress happens. Do this. Okay, so Docker run caddy. So caddy is gonna fail because you need to be platform web dist web app dist, like that. And there, that should work. And then platform web caddy file comes in okay. That should be fine there. Then we do all that stuff. Okay, so I think this will work a little bit better. We're getting 2 minutes with the build web app. We could potentially cache. Okay, so we have trunk coming down. I could switch out rest up. I don't know how long those things are taking compared to the other ones. So let's run this, see how it is. I guess this is a push. That's not going to be the one I want. Nope, that's the same one. That's the push. I want the first one. This is the pull request one. Okay, so this is the one I want to see if it's going to be any faster. So build web app. You know, it's already done the rest up update, the target. Okay, so it's just building the web app does take a while. I guess that's not surprising. It's also building in release mode. And I do need it to build because this is testing the new build. But now I can have it download in release and the other one. Okay, lint finish is faster than build web app. Guess that makes more sense. I'm building release mode and build web app. But hopefully any second. This is the fun part about doing all this stuff is like hurry up and wait. Let's see. What other things can we talk about? The build web app is done. Okay, so upload the artifacts. Now we're gonna move into. I wish that this okay, 2 minutes 39 seconds. Not bad. 1 minute 35 seconds. So a full minute more than that's not too bad, right? To compile it for release mode, 1 minute more. I mean, that feels not bad, but that might just be me. This might be me having like just getting too used to Rust compile times. Install Cypress happens that fast. Interesting. Okay. Do each of these sections have timers on them on the web in here? Oh, and you failed. Fortunately, you wrote your own wide string with the relevant conversions. This shouldn't be too difficult. Well, that's nice. That's good to know. All right, you failed 48 seconds in. So same problem. So we're getting a 404. Oh, when we're trying to go to localhost 8080. Are you not started yet? So I tell it to run it in daemon mode. It starts. I don't see times on here. So I'm wondering, is this too fast? Like, do I need it to wait a little bit longer between when this happens? If I scroll down, do I see more Docker stuff? Josh Finney, hello. Let's take a look. So I get the Docker, I get this. Do I also have, okay, this port 8080 is opened. Oh, this is, okay. I made another mistake with this one. Maybe that's what it is. Apparently me and slashes aren't a good combination. Oh, it's just too long of a line. That's probably what it is. So dist slash there. And you're going in there. Okay. So I need to try that now. Okay, so now we gotta wait for this again. Right, I was gonna go look to see if we can tell the timings of each of these runs. So for example, in build web app, yeah, so this step, so all these are just seconds here. It's like it's 5 seconds to set up Rust. It's 2 minutes, 21 seconds to build the web app with release mode. And I'm not really sure if I can do anything different about this because I want to build it in release mode, but that means it also has to compile all these things again. I bet I could cache those. And then if they ever update or change, that's when it would be different. Okay, so if I believe that goes into target. Okay, so this is debug here. So if I do a trunk build release, I believe that's going to go into target release. Yeah, okay, so we get target release, and then there's also wasm bindgen and wasm bindgen 32 wasm 32 unknown. That definitely did not exist before. I wonder if I want to cache these. Okay, so if I go into release, oh, look, build and dependencies. And here are libraries that we're linking to. So if I keep these as a cache, I wonder if that will speed up the process. Okay, so if I, let's say what's in build? Those are things for the build. They're all directories, so they have stuff for their build on them. Did I not save and push? Oh, it finished. That's why. And it passed. Okay, so end-to-end test passed. That took 56 seconds. That's not bad. So install Cypress. We run the tests, and these are all happy. Okay, so everything's working now. "37 seconds to run the test, 14 seconds to install Cypress." Like, this one's not bad. Okay, so we made you happy. Next up is going to be deploy. So I want to use the build web app again as part of deploy. So I think we're going to get down to below 5 minutes on this. We might be able to do more savings by like caching some of the dependencies, which would be pretty nice. Okay, so lint I don't really care about. Build web app, we're going, I guess I don't really care about that right now. End-to-end tests. I mean, we could try to cache and see if we can get this a little bit faster. That would be caching on here. So if I remove some of these things, okay, what is my thing called? Not seeing it in the list. I'm not seeing like web app or platform web in here. So in release, we have, okay, so build. There's no platform web. There's the depths. And there's no platform web in here either. Incremental, I probably wouldn't want. Okay. Oh, so none of my stuff really got built in that way. Then it's the Wasm Bindgem stuff. Okay. This is mine. So I do not want to cache this. And I probably don't want to cache that either. Okay, so if I remove, so it took about 24 seconds for it to do the build on this computer before. If I remove Wasm Bindgen and Wasm 32 unknown, but I keep release here, will that so if I cache this folder, will that make things a little bit faster? Let's find out. It's still compiling all those things, so I'm not necessarily thinking this is making it faster. "17 seconds instead of 24. I mean, save me a little tiny bit of time on this computer. It might be bigger time savings on the other computer. I'm not sure if that's going to actually help or not. Okay, so I'll come back to this after we're done. I don't think this is going to have a big enough impact for us. Okay, so we have our end-to-end test. Deploy comes next. So we do all this stuff. This is pretty fast. We know that already. Cargo install trunk. Okay, so we know that well, actually, I don't need trunk to be installed at all at this point. So I don't need to build you. I do need to do the download though. So we can get that through end-to-end test. Download artifact here. Okay, and we want to sync. So our working directory is going to be platform web dist, and then we remember it's slash webapp dist. Then send this on up to our S3 bucket. That's fine. Post deploy smoke test. So needs deploy. This one needs end-to-end test. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, so we check out install Cypress. We might be able to cache the Cypress install too. that, or we can use a Cypress Docker container, which might be a little bit faster. Working directory integration test, npm install. So that could be definitely improved. Create the secrets file, just throw that in there. Run integration, okay, run the integration tests. And then, yep, override the base URL for that. Okay, so I think we should have it down to less than 5 minutes now. So let's try this out. Okay, so while that's happening, let's go look at cache. Oh, so I see 2 of these here. I think it's... Oh, a GitHub CLI extension to manage the GitHub Actions caches. Oh, interesting. So I can manage the caches through the GitHub CLI. So I don't want to bust the cache for the WASM stuff. Oh, so I can specifically say which one I want to do. So I can do cargo, I could cache cargo. And then it's suggesting caching all of target, but I don't want to do that. I want something similar to this. Okay, you're not done yet. So build web app. Lint, I might be able to do this too. Because it has to build. Okay, so cache this path. Okay, so all the cargo stuff, that's fine. Target though, I want to build, okay, target, probably debug is what it's using. Now, out of curiosity, if I do a cargo check, yeah, I'm not seeing platform web in here. Where does it put that build? Usually I thought it puts it into target. Unless it goes somewhere else. Oh, does it go into incremental maybe? Okay, I want to check this out. Can I do a... It's been a while since I've done this. I always forget the keywords. Oh, it's finished. So 1 minute, 29 seconds, 2 minutes, 7 seconds. That's 3 minutes, 36 seconds. Lint happened at the same time as this one, so that's not adding any time. So 3 or so minutes to do that. So you have 1.5 minutes, close to 2 minutes to do the deploy and post-deploy smoke chest. I don't know. We'll see. Let's do a GitHub PR merge. No. I'm in the middle of making some more changes, aren't I? So if I do a find, I think it's like find dash name, and then I think that I can do a search with like star and other things here. So I want something that just has platform web in it. So something like that. Starting from dot. Find dash name, is it find dash n? Is it dash dash name? Let's go to the examples. I saw a dash name, so I think it was just a single dash. Examples, okay. Print out a list of all the files whose name does not end in C. Oh, okay. So it's not. Okay, so find dot. Oh, I did the wrong order. So find dot, then dash name. Then I can do, okay. I don't know if I need the print or not. So find, where are we right now? Let's go into target. So find dot dash name includes platform web, anything with that. So these are ones that start with platform web. Now, do you get caught also if I do, is star any or none? Oh, wait. I look at the, it does seem to include these. That's any or none. Okay, perfect. So release fingerprint gets updated, most likely. Oh, there was a lib platform. So lib platform web. I don't know if that's mine or not. I might want to like ignore that in release. All these sort of like random things here. So this is fingerprint, includes a bunch of this stuff. Okay, so I wonder if what I want to do is for the caching. So go ahead and get me. Oh, can I in here do this style? I probably can't, right? In the key I can. Can I do that in the path? $38 times. I'm not seeing any evidence of this going into the path though. Just always the key. It would have been. Oh wait, no, here path. Okay, I can totally do this then. So ** usually means any number of directories in. So we can say I want target */ / so I ignore pretty much everything out of. I don't have to like specifically state which directories. And then inside of here we can throw in essentially all of you. So I want anything that has platform web in the name. So that would be * platform web *. Oh wait, no. I want the opposite. I want anything that does not have platform web in the name. Okay, so inside of here we have WASM32 unknown debug finger. Okay, so debug is in here. CD into debug. It has fingerprint. But not build. So I can add in build. So okay, so unless my path can include like not. Let me double check. Maybe they do have like a not, like an ignore. That'd be pretty awesome. All right. Okay, so that a list of files, directories, and wildcard patterns to cache and restore. Seed actions glob for supported patterns. So I can do that cell. Okay, so patterns, that. The following behavior. Okay, so volumes that begin with dot may be included in the results. Leading bang changes the meaning of an include pattern to exclude. The examples.md shows a bang and a second C# example. Okay, that's good to know. Let's go back and try to find that. So cache. So C#. Oh yeah, look at this. Okay, so you can now exclude unwanted packages with the exclude pattern. So we can do this here. So path. Oh, okay, this is gonna be nice. So we're gonna say, give me all of target. So I want to do the same thing we did with Rust. We're gonna get target with a slash. But then I want to exclude, which is something we can do with this C# one. Okay, so I want to exclude target slash, and then this is what we found here. So it's going to be star slash. Do some of them start with platform web? Oh yeah, some of them start with some like a lib that they put in front of it. Copy you. We're gonna do star platform web star. I think that'll work for this. So that this will now cache. Okay, so then he hashed this based upon cargo lock. Probably fine. Because it's going to force it to rebuild these ones every time. But a lot of the other stuff shouldn't be rebuilt. Okay, cool. Hopefully this should make it a little bit faster. Okay, so we have then cargo check happens, which should be really fast now. Hopefully. Build web app. So before we build, Oh, wait. There's one more step to this that I'm forgetting. We have to use this this thing here to skip installing the dependencies. Oh, but does that work? Because if I skip building it, that's not gonna work. Because if I hit it, then it won't build and won't create those files that I need. So actually, I don't think this is gonna work. I think, okay, I could upload them. But for this specific one, I want it to build again to actually check the code base. Otherwise, it's not really checking it properly. So lint. Okay, so I don't think I can. I don't think I can do this for lint. I'm cutting that out, and we're just gonna be fine here. Build web app. I also don't want to do this because I want it, like I need it to just rebuild every time, and that's not really helping. End-to-end test. Okay. Maybe we can do this with this npm install though, for install Cypress. So right here, let's grab the example for Node. There you go. Okay. The color confused me a little bit. Okay, so npm and cache directory. So echo sec directory, npm cache directory. Oh, so this basically tells us, hey, where's our cache directory for this? And puts that as an output named dir. And okay, so then we do this. And store keys OS node. Okay, so that should be fine. Cypress, I want to say caches in a couple different places though. So, or Cypress installs into like different places, and it's weird. This might work. And then we run the test, and we're good to go. So I kind of want to try this to see how does this work. Not really node modules. I'm also caching other stuff too. Let's see, GitHub run watch. See how fast this makes it. It was less than a minute already, so we might not be saving like an extreme amount of time, but every like 10 seconds helps. So I remember when we were first starting with Github Actions years ago, we tried setting up the cache and it just wasn't working. Now it's obvious. The reason why it wasn't working or doing anything for us is because we need to have that if statement to check to see if the cache was hit. And if we have a cache hit, then don't do the install. I suppose I can do an artifact for the target directory. I'm curious, how big is that? What is it? It's like LU. No, yeah, DU. So DU dash. Let's see, where am I? DU dash silent and human readable starting at target. Okay, 553 megabytes for a target. That's not too terrible. $38 megabytes for node modules? Oh, that's why it's so fast. That's hardly anything. So I could upload those as artifacts. Okay, so you're doing your entire thing here and you're fine still. Okay, so run actions cache. So I ran the cache, but then I forgot to set up. I only need to do this if the cache was hit. So I need an if statement here. I need essentially this. Let's see it. Okay, steps dot steps dot cache. Oh, because you have an ID on it. So this is npm cache. So steps dot npm cache outputs cache hit. I suppose you already have a. Okay, so if you're not true, then run this. And you're done everything. Okay. And if I take both of you, I would go down to our post-deploy smoke test. So we have install Cypress. Replace you there. I do need a new secrets file, so that's fine. Okay. Did I misspell caching? I think it feels like I did. Is there an E before the I in when I'm doing caching? Maybe? Also too lazy to look it up, even though I have a computer right here. I have multiple computers that I can look it up on right now. All right, so this type of thing is like kind of important. It was taking half an hour for me to get deploys done before we did this, and the sort of building once instead of building 3 times. Yeah, 3 times throughout the entire deployment. Really, no E saved me a surge. Thank you very much, AC2. So yeah, I did misspell caching. Oops. But yeah, so like this type of thing, it would be really easy to sort of like try to set this up ahead of time. There's this theory in sort of like the more DevOpsy side of things in development. It's not just web development; it's all types of development, which is wait until you run into pain. That's when you start changing things. So, and that's sort of one of the methods of determining whether or not you an optimization is going to be a pre-optimization or like the wrong optimization. So we built this, it worked, it's great, it got us going. Then as things kept on building and getting, bigger and bigger, the app started getting slower and slower, and therefore CI/CD started getting slower and slower. Until eventually got to the point where it was 30 minutes to deploy. Normally that wasn't too bad. I would finish my feature here on the stream and I would set it to run. By the time I'm ready to actually look at it again, it was half a day later. Significantly longer than 30 minutes. But there's been a couple times now where after work, I'm like, okay, I want to deploy this and maybe I can like start working on the next issue. But I couldn't because I need to wait until the previous one is done just to make sure that it works. This should bring it down to a reasonable amount of time again. Okay, so here's our end-to-end test. We are doing a caching. I don't think it's set the cache, so I think I need to install it the first time. Oh, look at that. It skipped install Cypress. Now I'm curious whether or not skipping the install Cypress is okay in this instance. Or if Cypress is going to complain. Yeah, okay. That's what I was afraid of. Cypress is very unhappy with caching it. My config file is invalid. Cannot find the module Cypress. Right, and this is because it installs into a different location. So me not installing Cypress doesn't help. So that's too bad. Okay, so I tried, but no caching. So we remove you and just keep. Now, switching to use Docker Cypress would probably be faster than installing Cypress. Finally updated your crate. So many tedious changes. Won't be doing that again anytime soon. Hopefully not, but sometimes those updates happen without us knowing. Okay, so I don't need you. Oh, and then I need to remove this if. Okay. And you should be happy. All right, so this is removed Cypress cache didn't work. This should be fine. All right, let's see. Anything else sort of like DevOps related to this? I think the biggest thing is just incremental improvement. Yeah, I could do things that will like squeeze out some more seconds out of this, but it's not necessary for my use case. It's not going to save me that much more time in the long run. So I think like one day to like save 20 plus minutes per build, I think is huge. Another like part of a day to save like, maybe 15 seconds per build, not really going to be helpful. Any automated deployments? Yeah, so this does an automated deployment when it's merged into the main branch. So this is a pull request right now. So it just does the, it builds and then does a, what is it called? It builds and does a Cypress test, end-to-end test. And then when I merge it in, it's going to build Cypress end-to-end test, deploy, and then Cypress end-to-end the deployed version. So we know this is going to work, so it should be fine. As soon as this finishes, I'll merge it into the main branch, and then we'll watch it go through. Yeah, I'm a big fan of automated deployments and automating as much of that stuff as possible. If you get to the point where you're like manually deploying stuff, it becomes really easy just to like just do it, just run it, and that is dangerous. There's so many things that can go wrong with that. All right, this is the one that takes 2 minutes. Okay, that's done. End-to-end test takes a minute at most. Oh, I have the get npm cache directory when I don't do anything with that. So that's not necessary. I might remove that right after everything else. You like manual automated deployments where there is a confirmation step showing a plan of what will change instead of blindly trusting everything. So what I like currently right now is doing a deploy to, well, if I have a dev. I don't have it right now because I have no users and no need for this. But basically, if I have a dev, when I merge into the main branch, deploy to dev. And then if that fails, if that fails now, production isn't affected, and you can like fix things and do hot patches and go. And the main branch should always be deployable to production, meaning that like you could do auto rollbacks too, to roll back if that doesn't work. But the pull request should really show you if it's going to work or not, because it does all these tests. All right, so this works. Let's do a GitHub PR merge. We'll merge commit, delete the branch, yes, and go. All right, and then after it's merged in, and like maybe you could do some manual testing on the dev version, you create a release, and then that release triggers an automatic deploy to production. That being said, I don't have a copy of the book like physically, but I do have an audio book and a Kindle book of it. Accelerate is a really great sort of like shows that deploying more often is actually one of the keys to higher quality and being just basically better everything. it's 3 or 4 metrics that are sort of working together. So it's not just faster deploys; it's faster deploys with less bugs and problems, which generally means smaller deploys, and the ability to sort of like to fix things faster. And I don't necessarily think that it's blindly trusting everything. It's certainly if we're setting things up ourselves, we're not blindly trusting it. We made it, and we put all these checks are actually us telling the computer, don't blindly trust us, test the heck out of us. Like how many times? Like there's several times in here that it's checking to make sure that my code compiles. And if it doesn't compile, don't move on. Don't do anything. I think it would be interesting one day to set up metric tracking, specifically for myself, for Brooks Build stuff, in using the accelerate metrics. So let's see, they are how often you're deploying to production, how often you have a bug, so the ratio of deployments to bugs. Let's see, how often, how fast it takes from when you start working on something to when the feature is in production. Those are the 3 like core metrics. And then there's a 4th one, which I forget exactly what it is. Oh, it's how quickly you can recover. So when there's a bug in production, how fast can you get a fix in to production to fix it? Code compiling is fine, but you don't trust something like Terraform not to destroy your infrastructure. Well, I guess I like to do the pull request thing where I have the preview on it, and then it tells me, okay, this is what I'm going to do when I merge it in. But at some point in time, we have to have some amount of trust, because putting gates in there to slow things down, it usually hurts. Now, if it's just solo, it's not too terrible, because it's us. So we're gatekeeping ourselves, which is still within the DevOps way. But if it becomes a multi-team environment, then that becomes bad, because now a team has to say, well, we have to have permission from like the architecture person before this can go in. And suddenly that becomes a really big hazard to productivity. But that's the reason for using things like Terraform, is that you should be able to trust them, not to just delete your entire infrastructure, at least randomly. Okay, so Terraform is great. Yeah, so Terraform is pretty good. I've been using Pulumi, which is essentially an abstraction on top of Terraform where I can write code, as opposed to just configuration files. It does exactly the same thing at the end of the day, and so I've been enjoying that a lot. So like Terraform, Pulumi, any of those systems. There's a couple more out there, but I forget what they are. They're all good. Certainly a lot better than manually dealing. Okay, so building is done. It's about the same amount of time. I forgot to check to see when we finished it, when we started. That build took 5 minutes 33 seconds. That's interesting. That took a lot longer. Too many situations where a single setting can cause something to be recreated instead of updated. I ended up writing a custom deployment GitHub app. I mean, yeah. So like, if you're, and I think that's the key with DevOps is if you don't like a tool, then we can create another tool or find another tool to sort of like to deal with that. One of the things I like about Pulumi is the preview method, where it tells me, like, it basically does a dry run and shows me in the pull request, this is what we're going to do to your infrastructure if you merge this in. And then it puts that into the sort of like the notes for it, which is nice. All right. I don't know why this one took 5 minutes. We'll have to go and take a look to see if build web app really took that much longer. Here. All right, deploy took 11 seconds, which is nice. So this should, I would assume, also take around a minute. I wonder if just sometimes you get a system that has like a little bit less memory or is a little bit slower. And so I should assume that it can go anywhere between 2 minutes and like 6 minutes or 7 minutes for that step. Okay, that's happy. Okay, so our post-deploy smoke test worked. So I didn't, I successfully got the new stuff and deployed that. Otherwise, it probably would have been something completely different and like it would be a dead, like an empty file or something, an empty folder. It could be to do with the caching. So I didn't cache it this time. Like, I haven't been doing caching on the build web app. Just the upload artifact here. There might be some caching happening behind the scenes, maybe. Let's go find out what those timings were. So build web app. Oh, look, this one took 3 minutes. So this took, once again, about 1 minute 46 seconds for the build web app step. The run rust up target, this took a decent amount of time. I probably could cache this. Where does that go? Does that go into target? No, this would go into my home directory with Rust, like wherever Rust is installed, I think. And put those libraries somewhere around there. I could potentially cache that. That being said, the entire process took 8 minutes, 47 seconds. And this is, I don't really have like a reason behind this, but my sort of limit for these type of things is 10 minutes. So as long as I'm below 10 minutes, I'm happy. So as a review, a couple days ago, before we started this, my deploys were taking 31 minutes and 36 seconds. This one took 33 minutes. Not good. So we went from 30 to 35 minutes down to like 5 to 10 minutes. I'd say that's pretty good. And that makes me really happy about setting this stuff up. So let's go find our project and update this issue. You're done. Which means I get to start working on seeing what the courses that we could take next time, which is back to u.rs stuff. I might need to set up Hasura and a database soon too. And I've been sort of trying to think about which database I want to do. I've changed my mind with like self-hosting. I think I'm just gonna host it. Maybe with Amazon, maybe with everybody else, someone else. It's no matter who I go with, it's gonna be around $15 a month. That's sort of what it feels like, because hosted databases are not cheap, and there are some free ones out there, but I don't know if I trust them that much, especially Postgres ones. There's some free Mongo ones, but I'm not using Mongo. So anyways, that's all in the future. I'm going to go ahead and head off to the rest of my day. I still have my day job. So I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Mountain Time for us to work on one of these things. So with that, have a great rest of your day, and see you next time. Bye.